has been through a situation, maybe they consider suicide. I want to tell you something. You have a value that's unmeasurable. You have significance and a purpose in this thing we call life, in your neighborhood, in your city, your county, your town, wherever it is that you live. Don't believe the lie. Don't believe the lie, because you are invaluable, point blank.
Mm-hmm. Well said. And it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yes. And, the bond I have with my kids, Tiffany,
mm-hmm.
I might get a little emotional here, but I can say today I have a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, 2 sons, and I've broken that cycle. I've broken that cycle of abuse, of abandonment, of neglect. I've broken it. And it's my hope and desire that they will continue along that path when they get married and have children of their own.
I think it will.
Listen, my mom, my dad, my stepdad, I found out later, they all had terrible, terrible backgrounds themselves, childhoods. My mom suffers from mental illness. My father, bipolar affective. My stepfather, mental issues. It was never talked about. But it was so clearly obvious, right?
Right.
But no one talked about it. Another thing, too, I wanted to mention this from the onset. You know what? I can think of at least 3 or 4 times my mom would take us to counseling when we were stuck with my stepfather. He wouldn't go, oh, no. Us 6 kids and her. And you know what happened? She pointed the finger at me and my sister. It was all of our fault. It wasn't effective. Counseling did not help at that point in time.
That's bad counseling, too. A good counselor
right.
wouldn't have let that happen.
Right. And it happened, like I said, 3 times. As an adult, because I had this drinking condition, I was a flaming alcoholic. I got involved with the 12-step program. So a 12-step program, including my church affiliation, has brought me to where I'm at today. And just that desire. I tell my kids, I mentioned they're both adults now. For years, I would hug them, kiss them on the cheek, and tell them I love them. To the point, like, just as recent as yesterday, or this morning, actually, my youngest son came into my room and gave me a hug and told me he loves me. And that does something for me as well as him. Mm-hmm. It lets him know that not only do I say I love you, I show you love you by whatever. And I can't describe that any other way. It's a great thing, right?
It's absolutely the best feeling in the world, isn't it?
Yeah,
so, Joe, we have about 4 minutes left. So let's, I just want to let you know, and I want to wrap up and tell people how to get your book and how to follow you.
Okay, sure. I think I warned you before, Tiffany. I'm a man of few words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your words are valuable, so he's not a man of few words. He's just kidding.
I know. Right.
Just talk.
Yeah, I get that from my dad.
No, but your book isn't like too wordy, and it's got good print, and it's an easy read. Except for the abuse is in there, and it's hard to digest a little bit, especially if you are a victim recovering from childhood abuse. But it is possible to heal and to forgive and to break the cycle, just like Joe's saying, and to be able to evaluate yourself. And what you were also saying that's very important was the journal writing, how that is very healing. Writing about our most painful things and writing a letter to the person, if they're no longer around, that abused you. And writing a letter, not to send it to them, but a therapeutic letter, really telling them how you feel is so important for closure. It's so effective. It's very powerful. And to seek help if you have any remnants of past neglect or abuse or anything that you thought, oh, it's too late to heal from this, or I'm never going to it's not going to help now. What's the point? I've been living with this for so long. Well, I got to tell you, it's possible, and I've seen it done, and with sexual abuse and incest and child abuse and neglect or anything, bullying from childhood, it is possible to let that go, not forget, but forgive, have a different perception on it. The power of perception is amazing, and how we see our past, how we view it. And like Joe was saying, the forgiveness and letting it go and understanding that there's a purpose and that the cycle does not have to continue is so bellworthy. But
yeah.
So where do we get the When the Dust Settles? And thank you for sending me the copy so that I can show others. I mean, it's where do we find it? It's on Amazon. We have about 2 minutes, so let's make this quick.
Yeah, so it's on Amazon. It's also on Barnes & Noble, as well as Xulon Press. That's Xulon Press.
Barnes & Noble and Amazon for locally.
Right, and Xulon Press, which is in Florida.
Okay.
But you can get that online. And I also have a Facebook page, When the Dust Settled fan page. Or you can simply go to Joe Potosi on Facebook.
Potosi?
Yes, Potosi, yes. And Instagram, When the Dust Settled, Joe Potosi. When _the_dust.
You find it like that. When the Dust Settled.
Yeah.
You'll find it. Or even look up Joe Potosi on Instagram. It'll come up. Joe, thank you so much for sharing such painful things. And it was awesome that your brother Greg called in. That's a tearjerker. It's so cute. So sweet. So wonderful.
It was.
I mean, it shows what kind of big brother you really were. I want to thank you again for being a Moments of Clarity and for sharing. And I wasn't on live yesterday, and I apologize for that, but we will be live every Thursday, Friday, 12 to 1. I'm not going anywhere. Just been going through some stuff with moving and car problems and stuff like that. So When the Dust Settles, Joe Potosi, and thank you, Ed, for everything, producer Ed back there, and for all you guys that are supportive and for listening and for supporting ending the stigma on mental health. Can't do it alone. Change can only come when we stand together as one. Take care. Have a great weekend. Thanks again, Joe. Great job. And buy his book, When the Dust Settled, Joe Potosi. Take care. Have a good day.